Hey y'all, what is going on? It is your favorite Loopy back again. And today is the day that I have been looking forward to, dreading, anxious about. Like all the emotions are just coming at me full force today. So today is my cataract surgery. That is going to be happening on my left eye. It was just best to do the eyes at different times just so one can heal and then we can work on the next one, which I think makes perfect sense. I have no complaints about that. So just to bring you guys, just do a quick recap. I woke up one day, my eyes were just blurry. So I don't know what I thought it was. There was so many different things I thought could be the issue. And I was able to see, I don't know whether to call them an optometrist or ophthalmologist. So I'm just going to say eye doctor. So I was able to see an eye doctor in January. I think two. Yeah, I saw two doctors to get a second opinion. They both said, yes, these are cataracts in your eyes. This is caused by the medications you were taking. And this really put me in a real bad funk. I'm gonna be honest, I was feeling very down, very like, what the hell is going on? Because it's like having lupus is a double-edged sword because you have to take medication to get better and to function, depending on how severe your lupus is. And then the medications, now that I'm realizing, and it wasn't really talked about with me, and it wasn't really discussed even on the medication bottles and stuff like that about like cataracts. So to take medication and then to help me, now I have cataracts, now I gotta get a surgery done. It was just a mental loophole. Like, like a hamster on a wheel was just like, my mind was just doing that. My mind been doing that because it's so disheartening. I'm upset, like just everything. So yeah, because of how severe my lupus was, I had to take prednisone and to function. And now I have cataracts because of it. And I remember at some of the appointments, I remember just like beating myself up, like talking to the eye tech, like the person you see before the eye doctor. And I remember a few of them were like, nope, we're not going to do that. You're not going to beat yourself up. I'm not going to allow that. You need to take these medications to function, to get out of bed, just wake up and sit up. You needed those meds. So you're not going to beat yourself up about that. So I just learned because I remember how bad it was. This is why I'm so happy that I was able to document and talk about it in real time, because I remember how bad my lupus was, like before my Benelista infusions. It was bad. So my mom had to lift me up just to roll me over, help me go to the bathroom. Like, it was a lot. So looking back, I don't regret taking the medication to function and do just simple day-to-day tasks. So anyways, I got over that. Well, I'm still getting over that of not beating myself up. And so, yeah, so I've been trying to, in the process, the last few months, I was trying to find a good eye doctor. I met one a few months ago. She was okay, but we didn't really click. And then the other doctor she was going to recommend me to, didn't want to do it because of how young I was, which was kind of like weird because it's like, I have cataracts though. I'm not going out of my way to get surgery done that's not needed. I need to get the cataracts removed. So the other doctor was like, yeah, I'm too young, so didn't want to do it. So whatever. I went on to find someone else, and the moment I met him and sat down with him, we instantly clicked. He was so nice. He was empathetic. He went over everything. He explained everything. He kept saying, like, my biggest goal is to make you comfortable. I want you to have a comfortable life. You're young, but you have so many decades and so much life to live. I want you to be comfortable. And that instantly stuck out to me where I was like, yep, I like this doctor. I want to stay with him. I want to book with him. So long story short, he was like, okay, cool. And we booked out months in advance, but he's like, you know what? I'm going to have you come back a month later so you can go over, so we can go over all the questions and stuff that you have, because I'm throwing a lot at you. And I really like that, because just for a doctor to say, hey, let's squeeze in another time so we can go over everything and be on the same page. I was like, yep, I'm sold. I like this doctor. I'm good. So I remember, was it April or March? Can't remember. We spent a good hour and a half just going through everything I found. Like, I had like 7 to 8 pages of research and questions and remarks, concerns, and he answered all of them without a problem. I was like, yeah, this is very nerve-wracking for me, but to have a doctor who's this kind and informative and just patient, I was like, yeah, I'm locked in. So I fast forward now. Last week they gave me a call saying, okay, it's gonna be, we'll confirm you for next week. And then the night before, someone's gonna give you a call of the time. That I found kind of weird because I'm like, I wanted a time when we first booked, but they said they'll let you know the night before. So last night they called me, they said 2 o'clock. I was kind of annoyed by that. Not with him, it was like the assistants and stuff. They have to make the schedule and all that. I was like, ugh, like I told him from the beginning I wanted a morning because you can't eat that whole day. Like you have to stop eating the night before at like 11 o'clock, midnight. So so basically your girl's fasting. My appointment's at 2 today. So since midnight, I haven't eaten anything. Like your girl is hungry, okay? But this is good because I did want to work on fasting and praying. So God said, okay, I got you. So instead of giving me a morning appointment, I got an afternoon appointment. So I've just been fasting. And yeah, so my mom has been fasting in solidarity with me. My dad as well. My dad called me last night just to see how I was feeling. He's fasting as well. And so yeah, I'm nervous. I'm scared, especially with things with your eyes. But I'm praying over the doctor that he does everything well, perfect. The prayers have been sent up to the Lord. And I'm just, I'm honestly, like, I think my mind has been so focused on eating that, like, my mind's not even focused on the procedure. I think when I get to the actual doctors, that's when I start feeling, like, very nervous. But right now, I'm just like, I want this over with so I can go eat. So many emotions, so many thoughts running through my head, so many concerns. But I'm just trying to, like, inhale, exhale, and just say everything will work out. Everything will be perfect. Everything will go great. In Jesus' name. Like, I'm giving it all to the Lord. Like, I am hands up and everything. Like, I'm so scared. Like, I can't believe this is where I am now. Being so young, having cataracts, it's like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? But we're here now, and at least I'm getting a hold of it and taking care of it now. And so I'm about to head there, get ready to head there now. I'll do a recap. I'll see if I can do a recap when I get home. I'll probably be too tired, but I'll probably just squeeze like maybe pre-op, post-op, and like a few days after and just lump the video together. Yeah, I think I'll do that. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm about to head out. I'll see y'all later. 2 and 2. I have to get changed before surgery into my Johnny, my socks, and my hairnet. Surgery went well. Now I'm heading home. Hey y'all, what's going on? It's your favorite Loopy back again, and we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to catch up on. The last video that the beginning of this video was me talking about how I got here as far as getting cataract surgery, the procedures done or to get the cataract surgery, just basically bring you guys up to speed. And I was telling you guys, like, I was on my way to surgery. I was nervous. I was anxious. So this is the next day. My surgery was Wednesday yesterday. Today is Thursday. So Tuesday at 9 p.m., like 10 p.m., I fell asleep. So I was done eating. So fast forward to Wednesday. My appointment was for 2 o'clock. My mom was like, let's get this super early because you need this surgery. There might be traffic. You never know. I'm glad I listened to her because there was a lot of traffic and we got there like super early, but I'm just happy we got there way ahead of schedule. So we got there at 1:30. My appointment was set for 2 o'clock. So got in, I checked in, they told me to sit down and they'll call me shortly. So 2 o'clock comes, right? So the nurse calls me in the back. Remember, before you go in the back, they verify your name and your date of birth. So the nurse verified my name and date of birth. So we go in the back. I get my weight and my height done. They wanted a urine sample, etc. So then we got to like the room where I'll be at. And right before she told me to change, she's like, wait a minute. Checks the computer, my wristband, and like the paperwork that they give you. And she's like, oh, this is not for you. I'm so sorry. You got to go back to the front. So I'm like, wait, what happened? And she's like, oh, someone has a similar name as you. And me being me in all my years of living, that has never happened to me. Like, my name is very unique, which I'm very happy about. So I was like, what? She's like, yeah, someone has a very similar first and last name to you. So I'm like, are you sure? You know me, I'm very paranoid because I'm like, did you guys mess up on a scheduling thing? And now you're trying to act like this is a mistake. So I was like, are you sure? She's like, no, I'm serious. And I wasn't rude. I was just like, are you being for real, or you need to clean up a little bit more? But no, she was like, I'm so serious. There's another woman in the waiting room that has a similar name as you. So So as I'm walking to the back, she's like, oh, you're the doctor's last patient anyways, and he still has some ways to go. So I'm like, I was set for 2:00 though. What do you mean I have ways to go? So another nurse was walking by. She's like, yeah, he's way behind, out of his control. But he's way behind. So I'm like, how way behind are we talking? And she's like, 2-3 hours. And I am hot because, mind you, I haven't eaten all day. I was set to go in at 2:00, be done by 3:30, 4:00, and then go home. Now you tell me I have to wait another 3-4 hours, and I haven't eaten or drank since the night before, since 9:00 p.m. So I'm just like, what? Like, I'm like, I'm kind of like, dang, I wish someone told me that he was this behind. I would have left my house a little bit later. I would have took a little nap, because I know I couldn't eat or drink, but I still want to like relax a little bit. And I don't care if I sound like a stickler. I have lupus. My immune system is not the best. I don't want to be waiting 3-4 hours in a waiting room with mad people who are just sick. Because there's some people who are coughing and sneezing. It's like, ugh. So it's like, if I could have been home just for a little bit longer, I would have took that. If 3 or 4 people are in front of me, you could at least told me to come in at 3. Because every patient is like an hour to do. So, but anyways, they kept apologizing. And I'm like, it's not your fault. I'm not blaming you. I'm just like, I wish someone would have called me. That was my main thing. Like, I would rather be home resting than being in the waiting room with just mad people. Because it was, the way the waiting room was, it was so condensed. And I don't like being there mad people. That's just me. So, I told my mom. So I called my mom to the front. My mom's like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, they're confused me with somebody else. I'm not going to be seen until about 5:00. And she's like, what? So my mom's like, again, my mom said the same thing. Like, she's like, oh, I wish you guys would have told us ahead of time. She could have rested a little bit more. Because by then I was already like dizzy. Like, I needed food. And the medication that I take, I usually take it with food. So I'm like, I'm dizzy, y'all. Like, what? So my mom's like, okay. At first I was teetering of staying or like rescheduling. My mom's like, you know what? You're already here. Just wait 3 more hours. I told my mom she has a very good spirit of like calming people down. And I wasn't like hooting and hollering in there. Like, I wasn't. I was just like talking to her. I was just like a little bit flustered. And she just kept calming me down, just telling me, it's all right. I know you're upset. This is very unprofessional and very, all the things. Because someone at least could have told you. And I'm sorry, but you're already here. Don't go home. And so, I stuck it out. So, and it's funny because before I got called, there was an older gentleman there that was like, he was going off. Like I forgot what language he was speaking, but he was just going off because I think he'd been in since 6 a.m. And it was 2:00 when I was about to get called. So he was there for like 8 hours waiting. So people have been there longer than me. And I didn't know why he was so mad until they told me my doctor was way behind. So it was a big ripple effect that caused an annoyance to everybody. And it's crazy because when they told me to wait when I was still at the front, because they told me to wait for a second to see what the actual ETA was going to be, the nurse that called me, she called someone with a similar last name. So my mom's like, wait a minute, that's my daughter's last name. And then another girl gets up. So, because the woman was with her husband. So we're looking like, and so my mom is so funny. Like, it was like a knee-jerk reaction. It wasn't her being like anything. She was just like, hey, like, what's your last name? And the girl was like, and she said her last name. And we were like, oh my goodness, so my daughter and you have a similar last name. Like, that's really crazy. That never happened to us. So her and her husband were laughing. They're like, oh, that never happened to us either. And my mom's like, oh, what origin is that? And she's like, it's Arabic. So we're like, oh, okay. Because I was like, yeah. So we're both like, we made light of it. Because the nurse already messed up and brought me in the back. So we wanted to make sure that we were all on the same accord. But she was like, yeah, this is my last name. And, even her husband was like, yeah, this never happened to us before. This and the third. And it's funny because we have a similar first name, similar last name, and same birth month. So that was crazy. Like, that was crazy because even when I got called eventually to go sit in the back, all the nurses were like saying, "Oh, this is crazy." So they kept like asking me the same questions over and over, like, "What's your name? What's your full name? Like, and what's your full date of birth? Okay, what's your address?" Because we wanted to make sure this is the right person in the right room getting the right procedure. So yeah, that was really the talk of the town for the time being there. So then I'm in the waiting room, and then shortly after, the nurse came and got me. She's like, "You still got ways to go, but I'd rather have you sit in the room so you're away from a whole bunch of people," which I appreciated, because once I told them like, "Hey, I have lupus," they're like, "Okay." They're like, "Yeah, we don't want you sitting in the waiting room," because there were babies there, which was kind of weird. It was just too many people. So they're like, "It's gonna be a long time, but I'd rather have you in the room." I said, "That's great. I want to be in my own bubble." So that's when, I forgot now, maybe like 3:30, 4 o'clock. That's when they took me in. They started getting my blood pressure, hooking up the IV. I changed out of my outside clothes into my Johnny. It was just getting me set up for the actual procedure. And the nurses were so kind, so funny. Oh my God, they were, oh my goodness, they made me feel less anxious, because even there was a male nurse, he was quick with the IV. And I don't know what it is. I'm not even trying to be funny. Male nurses, and all my years of being in the ER and everything, so I have some experience in that. Male nurses are quicker with the IV, like finding your vein. I don't know what it is. Like, I remember when I did the infusion in February, the nurse, I like her, the nurse, she's so nice. I like her. She was having trouble finding my vein, and it hurt. After the second time you're trying to like find my vein, I'm like, okay, let's do something else, because it hurts. So she called a male nurse to come in, and usually I'm kind of like, with male nurses, I don't care. Male doctors, male nurses, I'm kind of like, I'll be honest, I'm kind of like, I get a little anxious. But the male nurse came in, he's talking to me, and boop, the needle was in. That was my infusion. Fast forward to yesterday, the surgery. He's talking to me, boop, the IV's in. I'm like, oh, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's like the thing that people like to joke about, saying like male nail techs do a like more precise job on nails. I don't know what it is. I don't know the science. But yeah, he put the IV in. That was 2 seconds. And then so that was the IV to get the, make sure the sedation medicine goes in intravenously, and then I can be sedated for the surgery. And I just felt comfortable. And so my actual doctor came in, the anesthesiologist came in, and the resident came in, and they're just introducing themselves and saying what's going to happen, what to expect. And the thing that had me so anxious was like, you shouldn't feel anything sharp. But if it's anything sharp, please say something. You will be awake, but you'll be sedated. So, and if you have to cough or sneeze, please say something, because we don't want any sharp objects near your eyes. And it just hearing that made me so queasy and so nervous, because I'm like, bro, can I stay still for this hour procedure? Like, can I stay still? Can I be calm? But I just kept, my mom was like, "You're going to do good. You're going to be fine." And I kept telling myself, I'm going to do good. I'm going to do fine. And once they said that they'll give me like sedation medication, I was like, okay, I'm cool. And also, like, in the process of me waiting, there's 3 sets of 3 of the eye drops. Number 1 doesn't sting. Number 2 stings. It feels like an onion. The nurse said it's going to feel like an onion sting. She was not lying. That hurt. And the third one was like dilation. So you do 3 sets of those 3 drops. And then right before you go in for surgery, the resident comes in and numbs you again. So you do another series of drops to really numb and dilate the eye. And then another thing she gave me was jelly. So you got to like open your eye, look up, and she puts like this tube that they squeeze something out, and then it goes into your eye. So that's numbing jelly. So you shouldn't feel anything. But they said that you'll feel like pressure, but you shouldn't feel any pain. And I'm like, Lord, what this like how pressure is pressure, And so I said a prayer. I just kept praying. Like, it's funny because I told God I wanted to get into fasting more and learn how to really fast. And God said, okay, I got you. I had my appointment at 2 p.m. Then it got pushed to 5:30. So I really fasted for almost like 24 hours. And I would just use that time to like really just pray and really just keep myself grounded and aligned and calm until surgery time. So yeah, by the time the resident came to come get me, it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Went in, like, you're awake, you hear people talking, but you're just looking at the light and you just sit still. And honestly, they said it was going to be like, it's going to go by quick. I thought they were lying to me. It went by quick. When they're like, okay, we're done. I was like, that's it? Like, yep. We told you it's gonna be easy. I can't really put into words of how much the medical team was just so efficient and so sweet. Sweet as well, because they kept calming me down and just telling me it's gonna be okay. They're there with me. You know, I got this. Like, you want to hear all that when you're about to do a big surgery. And my doctor was like, this is a big surgery and we want to make sure you're comfortable. He's like, but for me, it's a regular Wednesday. And so he started laughing. And I was like, yeah. He's like, so please don't, it's going to be natural to feel nervous. This is a big surgery, but we got this. You got this. And they weren't lying. So by the time I got out, it was like 7 o'clock. By the time I got out, my mom was waiting for me in the room. They had crackers. They had biscuit, like little biscuit crackers. They had my ginger ale. And I just dogged that down. Like, I waffed all that down. I was starving. Because by then, it was about almost like 22, 23 hours of no drinking, no eating. Like, nothing. So I wolfed that down. And it was asking how I was doing. Nurses would come in and say I did a good job. And yeah, so I hung out for like 30 minutes just to make sure everything was fine, everything was good. And they told me I can go home. So they actually gave us a voucher because of how late everything was. So we got a voucher to go home, which was good because Uber was like almost $40 at the time. It's funny because when we were still waiting around 3 o'clock, my dad called me. He called me around like 4 o'clock. He's like, hey, how you doing? How'd it go? And I was like, oh, I'm still here. He's like, are you still resting? I was like, no, I haven't gone into surgery yet. He's like, it's 4 o'clock though. I'm like, yep, I won't probably be seeing until like 5:30. He's like, oh my goodness. And I forgot to text him, but he was at work. So I was like, I'll recap him later. But when he called me, I was like, oh shoot, I didn't even text him about what was going on. So he was like, call me when you get out, please. Da da da. So when I got home, I called and texted him like, hey, I'm out, I'm good. And he's like, okay, thank God. It was like he popped in, even my bestie, my good sis. She was like, let me know how it goes, all that. So yeah, I just sent a quick text out. And literally I was so hungry and so tired. I went home, ate. My mom got me chicken, rice, macaroni and cheese. I had cake. So I wolfed that down and knocked out. So I was going to do like a recap when I got home, but I had no energy. Like, by then my head was spinning. Everything was dizzy because I didn't eat. So I couldn't do a recap for y'all. My bad. But then now, even this morning, I was going to do a recap heading to my appointment, because what they do is they do 1 day post-op, 1 week post-op, and 1 month post-op. So I just came back from my 1 day post-op. So my appointment was at 7:40. So again, I just woke up in time to just shower, change, and get out of here. So I'm back now. So the appointment went well. I got there at 7:15, 7:20. Everything was on time today, thank God. My doctor, first the eye tech did a check to see how my vision was and all that. And to check the pressure of the eyes, they can do like a thing with, like, because they dilate your eyes, they can put like a instrument and like tap your eye. And she tried to do it on my right eye, and I was like, nope. And she's like, is that too much? I'm like, yeah, I don't want nothing touching my eye. And she's like, and like, she was kind of like, oh, okay, so I have something else. This is what I use for the kids. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. And then so it's like a thing where you just open your eye and they put like a machine to your eye, and that's how they get the pressure. And I was like, yeah, this is way better. I want to put that in notes. Let's do that moving forward. Because it's like, if I had surgery the day before, why did you give me two options to be like, hey, we have this one where it touches your eye, or do you want something where we just flash something near your eye? So like that could have been a question, because if I just had something in my eye, I don't want nothing even tapping my eye. But whatever. I'm glad, again, advocate for yourself. Once I said no, she got the kid thing. And I was like, yeah, let's put that in the notes moving forward, just to keep that there, because I don't want nothing touching my eye unless it needs to be. And because the second one, the kid one, was so much easier. I'm like, yeah, how come? Anyways, I'm going to get annoyed. So, and then she put me over to the other side of the building, and that's where my actual doctor's office is. So he took off my eye patch, which is why this is like the tape that they give you in the kit. So, because when you get sent home, it was like clear tape. But because they took off this patch, and he took off the patch and looked at my eye. He said, oh, this looks great. It's healing great. He's like, I see you next week, then I see you in a month from now, but it looks so good. And it reminded me, don't lift nothing heavy. don't strain yourself. Even when you go to the bathroom, you might have to take a laxative because you don't want you straining to use the bathroom. So a lot of things you don't want to do. You don't put any pressure on the eye. And don't bend all the way down past your waist. Like, you want to just keep your head up. When you're showering, you don't want no water, can't rub your eyes. Like, it's eye surgery, so you got to be very cautious. So he's just reminding me of stuff like that. And then, so he's like, oh, we can take the eye patch off and just wear your glasses. You don't have to have the eye patch on. You can keep the eye patch only for, like, when you shower. And I was like, okay. But I was like, you know what? I'd rather keep it on because I know how I get the feeling to, like, rub my eye, especially because it's so itchy. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather leave this on for, like, another 3 days. And then I'll graduate from this to, like, just shades. But for right now, just to, like, stop the urge to rub my eye, I'd rather just keep it on. So he's like, okay. So then he used the tape and we taped it back on. And my kit is not here. It's not with me. But I might insert a photo of the kit so you can see. It comes with the glasses. It came with an alternative to this. So it's a clear hard plastic case with holes in it. Then the tape. And then what else? Then they give you 3 eye drops. So the eye drops, you're supposed to use it 4 times a day. 3 drops 4 times a day. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and bedtime. So using those eye drops is very, very crucial and very important in the healing process because those eye drops help with to prevent infection. You don't want to go through all that pain. Well, not pain. You want to go through all that headache to getting all this done just to not follow the steps. So my mom has been helping me with the eye drops. She, I have a timer because it's so easy to forget. So I have, a timer for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then bedtime. So we don't forget. And then you have to do the eye drops between 3 minutes. So one doesn't wash out the other. So I got a timer for that. So it's been a nice, disciplined time frame to make sure I do my eye drops. And yeah, she's been helping me. So I'm very thankful that she took the time off as well to help me. Because having just one, like this eye, I can see so much clearer with this eye already. Because even the doctor was like, oh, like your eye looks great. You can start reading now. You can start watching TV. Like your healing process is great. And that felt so good because I know with lupus, it takes a while to heal and certain things. Like when I get like a cut or something, it takes a while for my body to heal. So I was nervous because, it's an incision. But it's healing and I'm happy. And I'm so thankful that everything went well. So he sent me home. He's like, great. And he said, like, if you feel any type of pain or something like that, just take Tylenol. I took Tylenol when I was yesterday because the anesthesia and stuff was wearing off and I kind of felt a little bit of pressure. So I nipped that in the bud and I took a Tylenol and I've been cool ever since. I've been good. Like I've been taking it easy. Like I said, I just came back from my appointment. I'm like literally back in my pajamas. I'm about to take a nap because I'm exhausted. Like I think my body's just, catching up to the sleep because the last few days up until my surgery, I wasn't getting much sleep. I was just so anxious and just so nervous, just waking up in the middle of the night. So now it's gone. Now that the surgery has passed, I've just been like exhausted. So came back, I showered, went to my appointment, came back home, showered in my pajamas, about to KO. Like I just ate as well. I feel like the only side effect outside of like my eye, my lips are like super dry. I don't know what that's about. Maybe because I didn't drink for a long time, but like my lips are super like dry. So like I'm constantly like, putting Vaseline on. But that's only like other side effect. That's superficial. But as far as like systemic wise, I've been fine. I'm just tired. That was my first appointment. My post-op was today at 7:40. And then I see him in about a week. And then in a month. And we have to start talking about the next eye. I'll be home, chilling, relaxing, resting. And yeah, but I'll keep you guys posted. And I will do a blog post. You can check out my website below where I'll talk about in full detail of the surgery. Because I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm missing. Just because my brain is just here, there, everywhere. But I'm good for that in my blog post where I just go into full detail. So I'll probably just, like I said, keep this all condensed. Like the day of the surgery, the day after, which is today. And then like a week. Yeah, and then upload this and then do my month one. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So this is the day after, and then I'll see you guys later in a week and doing my recap about that. So I'll see y'all later. 2 and 2. Good morning, y'all. What is going on? Today is Tuesday, June 3rd. Today is my 1 week post-op appointment with my doctor. Technically, it's only been about 6 days, but they're calling it a 1 week post-op, so we're gonna go with that. So same thing as my 1 day post-op. This is just them checking my eyes, checking my sight, seeing how my eye is healing, making sure, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing based on how I'm healing. So I'm looking forward to it because I hope I'm able to lift, just do other things that I've been wanting to do for the past week, because I'm so happy that my mother took off, because I remember we were preparing for the surgery. I was like, oh, 3-4 days is fine. You don't need to take off a week. She's like, no, I'm gonna take off a week. I am. And I was like, okay. And honestly, mother knows best, because I really needed her the past week, as far as like getting dressed, put on my clothes, getting in and out, like cars and everything like that, because you can't put your head past your waist, like you can't bend, as well as you can't lift anything more than 10 pounds. But the nurse said nothing heavier than a gallon of milk. So I haven't been lifting anything. If it's not like paper light, I'm not lifting anything, because you can't strain you can't strain your eye. And also too, I already said this before, but like going to the restroom, you have to take laxatives because they don't want you straining. The doctor was like, just to be safe, I don't want you straining or hurting yourself. We recommend people to take laxatives or like prune juice, so it's just, you're not hurting yourself. So it's really been like a passenger princess type of recovery. So yeah, all I've been doing the last week basically is just sleeping, resting, listening to a lot of podcasts. I've been trying like to not watch a lot of TV so I don't strain my eye. I'm just very nervous, y'all. Like I'm such a careful person with anything, and then now with my eye, like my vision, I've been taking it extra easy. Because you have to take 4 eye drops. No, you gotta take 3 eye drops 4 times a day. So to make sure my mom and I don't forget and I'm on schedule, I have an alarm all throughout the day to make sure I'm doing the eye drops, because this really affects your healing, the eyesight, making sure there's no infection, there's no swelling. I'm not playing no games. Even now here, like I had the eye patch on, but I want my eye to breathe because my eye gets super itchy and you can't rub your eye, you can't really touch your eye. So I have my sunglasses on just to have some air touching my face, because it really helps with like the itching sensation. So yeah, like just wanted to pop in, just say good morning. I'm doing good. The last few days have been fine. I've been doing really fine. I've been taking it easy. My mom has been helping me. Your girl's just been hibernating. So after this appointment today, my doctor will let me know if I'm able to go back to like my regular tasks and duties, and we'll see. So just want to pop in, say hello, say what's up, and I'll see y'all later when I come back from the appointment. 2 and 2. Hey y'all, what is going on? I just came back from my 1 week post-op appointment. So let's get right into it. So same thing as the 1 day post-op. I saw the eye tech first. They measure your eyes and they do like the eye exam where they have like the letters from a distance and you have to read off the letters. And the eye tech and my doctor were very impressed that I was able to still see so far away, because the lens that I got is a monofocal. And that lens is basically, you can see up front, like up close, but far away you need your glasses, which is why I chose that, because I've been wearing glasses since I was 15. So I'm used to seeing fine up close and then put on my glasses for far away. So I remember talking about surgery with my doctor. He was like, you're going to need glasses for far away. So, just how you've been doing before. So for today's appointment, I'm reading off the letters, and I can see pretty far, and the letters were getting super, super small, and I could still see them. So I'm like, okay, lens. Like, my eyesight is still there. So I'm happy about that. And so, yeah, that was the first part, just reading off the letters, and then to check your eye pressure. So this time I knew that I wanted the machine that just blinks near your eye. And so the eye tech was able to do that. She was so nice. This is my first time seeing the eye tech. Very sweet, very smart, knew what she was doing. But I really liked her. So, she was asking me how I'm doing, how's my eye, how was the surgery, and I'm just going over everything with her. And I mentioned to her, because I forgot to say this at my 1 day post-op, my eye flutters a lot. Like I'll be reading something and my eye just starts like twitching, like it'll just start going like this, like it'll just flutter. And so that kind of that's bothering me. Also, maybe because I had cataracts for so long, I have to have the phone like so close up to me. So now that I have my phone, I realized I have to put my phone out a little bit further than I'm used to, and it's throwing me off a little bit. So I remember I told the eye tech that. She's like, okay, I'm gonna put that in notes, and then the doctor will talk to you about that. So I was like, okay, great. But she said my eye's looking good, it's healing fine, and I can see very far and see the letters really small. So she was like, this is good news. I'm happy about this. So that made me feel good. I'm happy that I'm healing well. And then she made me sit down, and that's when I waited for my actual doctor who did my surgery to come see me. So about 20 minutes later, my doctor came and got me. My mom came with me, of course. She was with me at the appointment. So we both walk in, and I like my doctor a lot because he's always like, how are you? And then he always says hi to my mom. Like, he makes sure she's engaged and she's in the conversation, which I really appreciate. Little things like that really like stick out to me, which is why I like my doctor off the bat. My mom says she really likes him too. So yeah, so we're talking a little bit. He's asking me how I'm doing, how I'm feeling. I said, I'm good. I'm doing all right, you know. And I always ask people how they're doing. He's like, I'm good, but this appointment's about you. And I'm just used to asking people how are they doing, you know. So his assistant was there as well. I like her a lot as well. And we're just chatting, and then we get right into it. So he gets the instrument and like the light. He's checking my eye, making sure it's healing fine. And he says, oh my goodness, your eye is healing perfectly. He said, clearly you are on point with the eye drops because your eye looks great. It looks great. And I was like, okay, great. This is good news. He's like, okay. And he gave me the green light, y'all. He gave me the green light. He said, you can lift things up now. It doesn't matter if you get something, like if you're washing your hair and water gets in the eye, like you're good, you're clear. He's like, you don't even need to wear your eye patch anymore. When you go to sleep, like you're clear. So I was like, okay, great. Like, this is good. Even he said the shades, I don't need to wear them anymore. But for me, going out because it's still so bright, I think I'll give like another few more days, and then I'll walk outside without the shades. But I'm good for another couple of days, and then I'll slowly let go of them. But yeah, so that was it. Like, I can lift things up. Basically, I can go back to my regular tasks, which I'm so happy about. But I'm happy that I took my time and I didn't rush. Like, patience is very much a virtue, and this surgery has taught me that. And also, what's another thing he said? I can go back to normal. I can lift things up. That's what it is, eye drops. So I was taking 3 eye drops 4 times a day. Now I'm only taking 2 eye drops 4 times a day. So we're weaning off little by little by little. And so I have to follow that. And I do have an appointment later on this month. That will be the 1 month post-op, and just making sure, again, just keeping track of my eye. And he always says, if I have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call him or send him a message. So I'm hoping we don't have to do that, but in the event, I can. And so he asked me any questions. So I mentioned the whole eye fluttering thing and the blurriness, like being so close, like being in my phone and other things. So he said, the fluttering is from so many eye drops are starting to irritate the eye, but you have to do that to make sure it heals. So I'm like, okay. And the blurriness thing, he said some time to adjust. But he said the next eye, they'll do the vision a little bit closer. Because again, no one's God. Like, you can't, you can put measurements in, but it's just how the eye takes it. So I think my eye just sees a little bit further out. So I got to hold my phone a little bit further. So again, that's a big adjustment for me because I had cataracts for all this time where I'm holding the phone like this. Now I have to hold the phone like out, maybe a little bit further. So basically, give it some time for your eye to fully heal. So it's okay because it's only been a week. So I hope that my eye adjusts so I can hold my phone a little bit closer. But in the event, he said my other eye, when it's time for that surgery, they will make my vision a little bit nearer to adjust that. So yeah, that's really it. But he said my eye's healing fine. I can go back to doing my regular tasks. So I'm gonna get back into like working out slowly but surely, slowly work my way into that. But he definitely said that I need to stay off work for a couple more weeks, a week to 2 weeks off more, just so I can really relax and really rest and heal. Because again, everyone's different. Me having lupus, me already being fatigued all the time, I need to make sure I'm taking the proper steps to slowly adjust back into going back to work. So yeah, that's really it. But everything's good. I will do a 1 week post-op blog post. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Always forget to add that in the video too. So make sure you do that because I have a whole bunch of updates as far as traveling, like everyday life. Y'all know me. I'll post it here. And then, so yeah, but other than that, the appointment went great. It was quick. And I'm just continuing to do my eye drops. I had to get a refill on that just so I don't run out. So yeah, on to the fun part. After the appointment, my mother and I, we went to Slade's. It's so crazy because I never took my mom there. I don't know why I always forget to go to Slade's. Nonetheless, like this morning, she's like, I really have a real craving for soul food. Like, I'm craving soul food, like, a lot. So I was like, okay, let me figure out a place. But I was like, wait, Slade's. I was like, you know what? After the appointment, we'll hop in an Uber, we'll go across town, and we'll go to Slade's so you can try it out. Went to Slade's, sat down, ate. Bomb, y'all. Bomb. So I got the fried chicken with black-eyed peas and rice and mac and cheese. Then my mother got the ribs, half rack of ribs. She got collard greens and potato salad. She loves potato salad. And their potato salad is off the chain. My mother was in love. Like, she loved everything on that plate. We got cornbread, muffins as well. It was loaded with butter. Okay, it was so good. Sat there, ate, chat, and my mom's like, okay, I want to come back here next time. My mother, I love her. Like, she is my wrestling buddy. We watch wrestling together. We got to eat together. Like, okay. So she wants to go back there probably this weekend, if not next weekend. She's obsessed now. So it was a great time. It was sunny out. We ended up just strolling back home. And yeah, so today was great. 1 week post-op went well. The appointment went well. Food was amazing. And yeah, so now I'm just chilling. But overall, this surgery, the surgery itself, the healing process, it was very seamless. And that is because of my medical staff, my medical team, my mom being there helping me out, and me just taking off ample amount of time home to just rest. I'm not rushing to get back to work. My mom kept saying, girl, stop rushing to get back to work. What's the rush for? So all that really matters. And I'm just so happy that it's been seamless. I just thank God that everything went well. No complications. So yeah, I was very nervous, rightfully so, about this whole thing. And it went well. It went great. I have no complaints. And I'm just happy that I can see out my left eye again. And it's not hazy. And like, it's such a vast difference. That's why I'm so ready to do my right eye, because the left eye to right eye is like day and night. And it throws me off a little bit. So reading and stuff, I have to like turn to my left to read, because if I turn to my right, it's hazy still. So I'm just ready to get my right eye done and go back to my regular vision. But anyways, you guys, it's been great talking to you guys. Just wanted to bring you up to date. Once again, everything will be on my blog. I'll go into more detail, whatever I forget. But yeah, your girl's back in action. I'm back in motion. I'm ready to do my everyday thing. So hopefully by the end of this month, I can do a day trip somewhere or whatever. Get back into my routine of doing fun things in Boston. So little by little, I'll go back to myself. But yeah, it's been great talking to you guys. I'll see y'all later. 2 and 2.